Hey guys, it's Mike with Greasy Hands Garage, and today we're getting started on Project Disco. Project Disco is a 79 Chevy El Camino. For those that are new to the channel or just joining us, we're going to pull the engine and transmission out. So, a couple of things that I like to do right out of the gate. I take the hood off, and I'm going to paint this engine compartment and detail everything. So I'll be taking hood hinges off, things like that. This bottle, that reservoir will come off. All the factory stuff's coming off essentially. So I always get a couple of empty coffee cans. Now I'm going to use the coffee cans for the parts that I'm not going to put back on. Hose clamps, certain engine fasteners. That way they go in the bucket. I don't need to worry about where did they go. This is not my vehicle, so I like to separate the fasteners out, and that way when I go back together with it, all the bolts go in the right place. So I get a piece of cardboard. This is an old Philip valve cover gasket cardboard. So as you can see, I punch holes in it and I put the hood hardware. And the next will be the hinges and so on and so forth. And that way when I go to clean up bolts, I know what goes where. I can keep them together, and then when I go back together with the car, when I go to put the hood on, I know to grab these bolts. I'm not digging through coffee cans trying to figure out what's the right hardware. So, and that just helps everything stay organized. As you can see, I've already did a preliminary pressure wash. And I will, once I get the engine and transmission out, give it a really good thorough cleaning so that the paint adheres to everything. But this way, with an initial clean, I'm not covered in grease. So I'm going to get a bunch of this stuff off of here, and I will bring you guys back in a little while. Well guys, we're coming along here. Got quite a bit of stuff off. And I went in and took apart the wiper transmission, the wiper motor, all that stuff. That way everything can be serviced and re-greased and clean all this stuff out of here. What I wanted to show you guys is the heater core. Look at all that crap that gets in the heater core. That's down in the bottom of the heater box. All down in there. Now, that's where the blower motor goes. You can see all the pine needles and everything. And then down here, see if I can do this, is a vent. A drainage. That's packed full of pine needles. So, I guess what I'm saying is if you're doing all this work like I'm doing here, take the time to open up your heater box on these cars. I mean, this thing, 79, what, 42, 41 years old? Probably, well, it may have, the heater core may have been changed, but that thing is packed full of fir needles and everything else, dirt. So, you know, it's definitely something you want to clean out. I'm going to go ahead and pull this outer housing off, and that way I can clean everything up real good before I put it back together. And I guess I can turn the flashlight off now. Take the radiator out next. I already drained it. Pull the front of the motor apart. But yeah, we're coming along. I think I'm all of about a couple, 2-3 hours in. So making decent progress. And when you're doing something like this and keeping track of where bolts and screws go and you know, not breaking stuff obviously, so I can reuse some of the heater box parts and things like that, it just takes time. It really does. So Anyway, oh, I'm going to point out that this battery box mounting plate is shot, so I'll be cutting it out. And this is, of course, a good time to put a new one in. There's the restoration companies have them if you want to put a factory one back in, or any of the parts houses have universal battery trays that you can put in. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to it here, and I'll bring you back in a little while. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a day here. Figured I'd just show you what I got done. So, I have to pull the engine out to get the rest of the heater box out. I got the inner fender panel out. That way I can clean the frame up real nice. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, the frame was broken and it had a shitty weld done. So, we're going to be fixing that. But with the inner fender panel out, I can clean all this a lot better. I got the radiator out, and pretty much everything's off the front of the motor, except for water pump and crank pulley. And then I'll pull the power steering pump off the box, pull that inner fender panel, and then we'll undo the exhaust and get this motor and transmission out tomorrow. So, tear it down to put it back together. But if you want things to look nice, this is how far you have to go. You can't just half-ass it and rattle can it and call it good. I mean, you can if that's what you want, but I know what I like things to look like, and I know what the owner of this vehicle is expecting. So, I'm going to make it happen. Anyway, guys, it's dinner time for me. I want to say thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more, and please like, share, and subscribe, and help me build this channel. Alright, guys, this is Mike signing out.